A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. The people who walk in darkness have seen a great light. Upon those who dwelt in the land of gloom, a light has shone. You have brought them abundant joy and great rejoicing, as they rejoice before you as at the harvest, as people make merry when dividing spoils. For the yoke that burdened them, the pole on their shoulder, and the rod of their taskmaster you have smashed. For a child is born to us, a son is given to us. Upon his shoulder dominion rests. They name him Wonder Counselor, God Hero, Father forever, Prince of Peace. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Every year at the end of the year, the New York Times runs a series of articles on notable people who have died during the previous year. Several years ago, one of the most notable was a woman most people have never heard of. But her story, I think, gives particular meaning to this new year. Her name was Martha Mason of Latimer, North Carolina. She was born in 1937, and when she was just 11 years old, she and her 13-year-old brother were stricken with polio. Her brother died in a matter of days, but Martha lived. Within a few months, however, she became a helpless cripple. The disease left her quadriplegic. After spending a year in the hospital, she was sent home in an iron lung, a massive machine that resembled a coffin, but which was equipped with pumps that made her lungs work. The doctors told her mother to keep the girl comfortable and happy. She would probably be dead by the end of that year. But confounding every expectation, Martha lived. Now, she lived not just that year or the next, but she continued to live. Her high school teachers brought her lessons every afternoon. She studied hard, got good grades, and graduated. And after she graduated, her parents moved with her to a nearby junior college and then to Wake Forest University, where Martha attended classes by intercom. Martha dreamed of being a writer. When she could, she would dictate feature stories to her mother, who would type them up for publication in the local paper. Against all odds, Martha lived an astonishingly productive life. She gave dinner parties at her parents' home with the iron lung pulled up to the table. She read books with an electronic page turner and watched videotapes. In the 1990s, she was able, through computers, to use a phone, turn on lights, and finally, to write. She poured her life story into a memoir called Breath, Life in the Rhythm of an Iron Lung. Around this time, her mother became sick after a series of strokes. Martha Mason managed her mother's care, remembering how much her mother had cared for her. By the time she died, Martha ended up spending 61 years in an iron lung. Yet she considered her life to be one of great joy. I live in a stable of nightmares, she once wrote, but hope keeps them in harness. I live in a stable of nightmares, but hope keeps them in harness. I think Martha Mason's story is a profoundly beautiful testament to living, to confronting challenges and pain, but most especially to living a life of possibility and hope. And possibility and hope lie at the heart of Mary, our mother's life. The Church, in her wisdom, celebrates Mary as the Mother of God, the new Eve who gave birth to possibility and brought forth our great hope. Through her, the human race was reborn, revived, redeemed. Through her, we are all able to begin again. Now, isn't that what a new year is all about? Of course, we've reduced this celebration to parties and resolutions, promising to do things like walk a mile on the new treadmill or put away everything that is no longer necessary. But by the end of the month, the treadmill, I guarantee you, will be a display case for potted plants. So much for our New Year's resolutions. But if you want to make resolutions, the great model for us all is, in fact, the woman we honor today. If we want to truly transform our lives, we can do no better than to resolve to live more like Mary, the Mother of God. So here's what you should resolve to do. First, resolve to accept angels when they come into your life, announcing the impossible. And then, resolve to remember that nothing is impossible with God. Secondly, resolve to welcome strangers. You can call them the shepherds of your own world, who show up unexpectedly in your life like the shepherds did when Jesus was born. Thirdly, resolve to live in wonder and humility and trust. Fourth, resolve to keep all these things that happen and to reflect on them in your heart. And most of all, Pope Francis urges us to make a resolve to live in possibility and in hope. This is what it means to live like Mary, really. It is to embrace the divine and to welcome it and not be afraid of what is to come. And that is what this first day of a new year represents. It's an opportunity for us to begin again, to cherish more deeply the life that we have been given by honoring the one who gave life to our salvation. The fact is, when we honor Mary, the Mother of God, we honor as well the gift of life. At a time when that gift is increasingly under attack, my hope and my prayer for this new year is that we can reach out and strive to defend that gift, to protect it and to cherish it. And the best place to start is with ourselves. Let us resolve to make our lives matter. Let us resolve, like Martha Mason, to make every breath count.